Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another FC25 reveal video. In about 15 seconds, you can't see the timer behind me right now, the gameplay deep dive live stream is about to start, and we are going to watch it for the first time together. I have no idea if there's anything new that I don't know about. Let's unmute it, and let's see what they're going to talk about. Not all images appear in game.
This is FC25. With tactics inspired by the greatest minds of the game, more hypermotion from last year's most memorable matches, and new playstyles. Everything you need to win for the club. Introducing FCIQ, a complete...
We know a lot about FCIQ already.
...system where team tactics, player roles, and in-game smart tactics give you more...
I think it's one of the biggest things to come to FC25. It's a game changer.
FC is no longer just about putting in the best player at a position. It's about putting in the right player for the system you want to run.
With FCIQ,
finally, some actual gameplay
have been modernized at both ends of the pitch, and your teammates are smarter both on and off the ball.
Something we're excited about this year is that FCIQ can be used to easily emulate a favorite manager's tactics.
Nuri Sahin, Dortmund manager now.
So for example, instead of a traditional 4-4-2 that might feel static or disorganized, you can set up.
You see this without ball.
Balanced style that might alternate between a 4-3-3 and a 4-2-3.
This is with the ball though, guys. Come on.
You might see under Ancelotti at Madrid.
As you can see, Real Madrid have dominated.
Bellingham as a half winger? No. No. This ain't England.
We can't just update team tactics to make the game feel authentic. It's also down to players being used appropriately in the system.
That's why we're excited to bring player roles to FC. We built an out-of-game
I've played
AI
this, and
model
it is
in
very
order
cool,
to help
guys.
Identify which player roles fit players in FC. Picking the proper role means you can unleash players in entirely new
What I
ways,
really
and
liked is the
each
green
role
squares lighting up, showing you where the players will position themselves on the pitch. Inside forward plus there for Vinicius Jr.
Class in that specific player role. That means
If you can get plus,
find the proper role
you're going to do well.
and your strategy.
To give you a sense of how your team will play, you can check your players' activity maps, detailed descriptions of each player's role,
What a finish.
dynamic summary of your tactic, and even how your team looks with and without the ball.
And when you need it,
Suggested
Game provides
tactics.
in-match tactical suggestions based on the current match situation.
You can even change your team's tactics and focus using the directional pad. If you find a tactic you like, you can share it with your friends
Or followers.
using a tactics.
It's a great idea, this. I can send you guys my tactics. You can send me yours. You just get a code.
We'll go into more detail on career mode in the career mode deep dive, but FCIQ makes team tactics and individual player roles essential
Huge in
to the
career
success of
mode.
your
You
team.
can really build an identity with your club. What a goal.
Relating to transfers, scouting, and the youth academy, meaning squad building and development goes way beyond just OVR.
5v5 with your youth academy
The
players.
biggest impact of FCIQ will be on customizing your team's tactics. Club managers and lobby captains will be able to select, create, and customize tactics.
I think pro
to
clubs is
player
going to benefit a lot from this as well.
These tactics influence AI behaviors, which in the past...
If you can't get 11 people playing, you have to use some AI. Unless you play with any, of course.
But most importantly, the way their AI teammates play and position themselves.
FC25 is the world's game.
Wow,
every
this
second.
gameplay looks so real.
If it's in the game, it's in our game. We've used volumetric capture to grab even more real-world moments and bring them into FC.
It's so
We have
cool.
real movements, real goals, real styles of play, and of course, real celebrations across over 19,000
Banging into the post.
and teams added to FC25.
I've got some clips to show you after this, guys, including players slipping and falling over. It is hilarious.
We're adding new goalkeeper play styles to the game.
And there's lots
Mascots!
more we're excited about. Professional fouls, new skill moves,
Tactical fouls. Let's get it right. It's tactical fouls.
full body AI mimic, realistic movements in jerseys and
Oh,
materials,
guys, this is cool.
and so much
The
more.
way the players run and their kits wobble and it's brilliant.
25. Welcome back to the world's game.
Is that it? That's literally the gameplay deep dive, is it? Right. Okay. Not much new information that I haven't talked about, but like I said, I've got some clips and some things that I want to show you guys. So let's jump into that. So the first image we've got here is a look at the assignments panel or assignments tab, whatever you want to call it. By the way, that Liverpool kit is hideous. Look at the state of that. I mean, absolutely gross. But here we're seeing, you know, who takes long free kicks, penalties, left, right, corners. But also we've got corner kick instructions. So you've got, like, you know, be a target player, be near post, be back post, which obviously in this situation, Liverpool are defending the corner and they, whoever's in charge here, has specified Konate to go back post, which you can see there. Not on the back post, though. It should say on near post and then just back post or near back post, maybe. Because let's be specific, okay? Van Dijk is on the near post or front post, whatever the keeper would call it there. See, I'm guessing this would only be on attacking situations, an attacking corner where you would have Nunez kind of being a target player, someone that you want, you know, in the middle, right in the middle of the box, attacking the cross. And here's a little closer look at that here. Where is Nunez? I don't think I see him because that's clearly an attacking instruction. And here's a proper look at the in-game UI. I think this is the first time I've been able to show you a proper image of some UI stuff here. So thank you so much to EA for allowing me to share this. Of course, ratings and pictures and all that stuff are going to get updated. But, you know, Konate with his 81 heading accuracy, you can see his finishing's only 29. But I do like the look of this. This is in team management. You've got your squad, you've got your tactics, and you've got your assignments. Some of these images are a little bit small, by the way, so I'm having to zoom in a little bit. So sorry if they're a little bit blurry. But here we've got a tactical preset, direct play, and you can see all of the positions in the bottom left corner, and then some of the adjustments that you can make with build-up style, defensive approach. And obviously we would have just seen in that, I've only seen it once with you guys, so I'm trying to remember exactly what they said, but you're going to be able to adjust so much more with FCIQ, and this is obviously quite base level stuff. It's think of this as setting up your team when you start the career mode, and then once you've filled in these areas, you know, you've decided on certain formations, style, whatever, then you really tweak it. There's another tactical preset. This is what I really wanted to show you. Again, it's a really small image, so apologies if it's blurry. These are some of the positional changes or additions they've made. So you've got an attacking wing-back, which was already a thing, but look how high up the pitch he was. I would say in FC 24, even if you get a left-back that's got low defensive and high attacking work rates, if you've got him on overlap, attacking, he would probably still only be here. But I noticed a massive difference when I was playing the game. If you ask a player to be attacking, especially these attacking wing-back positions, I had Kyle Walker doing it when I was using Man City. And at times, I'm not joking, they were higher and further forward than your striker. It was brilliant. It really was cool. Here we've got the false back. So this is Pedro Porro, I'm assuming. Typically, your right back will be down here. If you ask them to play as a false back, they will step into midfield, just like you see with Zinchenko doing for Arsenal. And there's plenty of other teams that are doing it now. It's like a new modern tactic, isn't it, to have your fullbacks actually join into a central midfield position. And it works really effectively. And the thing is, there's no limit. You can do it with your left back and your right back. I tested it. I played with Real Madrid, and I literally had Ferland Mendy and Carvajal in central midfield when I had the ball. And then as soon as I lost the ball, because I changed my instructions to be off the ball, they would go back to their normal positions and actually be defensive, which is obviously very cool. Here you've got another one that we saw in the trailer. They had Bellingham kind of in this position here for Real Madrid, playing as a half winger. Effectively, if you've got someone like a Bernardo Silva or even like a Martin Ødegaard, someone that's typically quite, they have a lot of flair. They're not seen as like a physical midfielder. You can have them start as a centre mid, but they will drift into that wing position, which is, it's quite a good idea if you have got a player like Bernardo Silva who is just as good on that right side. I wouldn't say Ødegaard's the best example actually, but anyone that's playing at number 8 but isn't really a number 8, at least physically. So this is very important, and again, I have to apologise that it's blurry. So when you have a player that's somewhat out of position, it's going to be a base level. So role, base. The player can play in the role. It's position based, and obviously playing a centre back as a cam isn't going to be effective at all. But they're not going to be absolutely unusable. But as a base level, just okay, average. And I noticed a massive thing, and we'll talk about out of position because that's what that is, set it back out of position as a cam. But as soon as you introduce plus or plus plus, oh my God, the difference. So to give you an example, again, I was playing with Real Madrid and I wanted to try Vinny Jr. as just a striker on his own. And he can do the role at a base level. I then moved him to left mid, not left wing, left mid, and he had a plus. He was pretty good, but I wanted to get the plus plus and really feel the difference. Moved him to left wing, inside forward, and I'm not kidding, felt like a completely different player. Now, if I was to play him as a centre mid and he would be out of position, it doesn't destroy them, okay? You can play a right back at striker if you really want. They will get an exclamation mark and they won't really gain any stats or anything like that. It's just a very simplified version of that role. So let's talk about inside forward. What are you going to expect? Your left winger that's playing inside forward, he's going to receive the ball and come inside, and also, you know, you could argue make runs before the ball was even made forward played forward into him. So he's going to move in and position himself almost as a striker, effectively. If you are doing that with a player that's out of position, they can play as an inside forward, but they're not going to be effective. They are not going to make those inside runs. They are not going to be a proper inside forward, and you really feel it. Here's a look at the tactics that come up in the bottom left corner. Let's zoom in on those so you guys can really see that. Now, these are my tactics. These are the tactics that you have set up, and then you've assigned them to your D-pad, which is what I recommend. So they have put into the game suggested tactics, and that's fine. If you're quite a casual player and you don't mind just taking suggestions, and the game will say, if you're 2-0 down, let's go a bit more attacking, try and get back into the game. Or if you're winning by 3 goals, you might want to go a bit defensive and just see out the match, right? And the game will suggest switching to 5 at the back or 3 at the back and 2 strikers and whatever, and you can do that. But the beauty is you no longer... I mean, you could obviously do this before, but you'd have to go into the menu to do this. But if you want to make some big changes to your team, you can preset what those changes might be. So in this example here, we can have 4 different D-pad interactions. I could have 2 defensive ones and 2 attacking ones for different situations that may arise. Apply them to the D-pad, and then in-game, I can just go with one of those presets that I designed beforehand. And they're available at any point in the game. And when you do it, it brings up like a nice little a pop-up graphic showing you the changes that you've made. And of course, it's going to affect the player roles, their positions, whether they've got plus in one position and then just plus in another position. So you do need to make sure you're doing the right thing. Don't overdo it. In this situation, Dortmund are 2-0 up and they've got a red card. So for me, this would be, I'd set up, if there was a situation like this to ever pop up, I would have a setup where 5 at the back, hold the ball, just hold the ball and don't concede. Simple as that. Is that the same image twice? I think it might be. Yeah, we'll just skip to the next one. So this is the Real Madrid active. Oh, this is one of those codes that you can get. So when you get the game and you want to share your tactics with other people, you're going to get codes like this that you just send to them. So this, I really did experiment with this myself because it's quite funny watching it happen on the pitch here. So when you're switching between with the ball and without the ball, it looks very different. If you have a normal 4-3-3 without the ball, and then you have like a 4-3-3 but way pushed up and squishing players into certain areas of the pitch, it's hilarious watching the game try to actually put them on this 3D pitch. But this is really cool to see, and it gives you an idea of how much control you actually have. But the biggest thing I want people to look at is this. So this is your this is basically how good a player is at their role and what they're going to be able to achieve with the plus and the plus plus. I can't remember what they called it, but yeah, relentless attacking football, strong build-up play, decent balance of roles. But if they're out of position, completely drain the stamina, they're going to be vulnerable to wing play, and they're light at defensive roles. So if you've got players that are out of position, this is going to happen to them. They will be exhausted after a while. They'll be very vulnerable to wing play, and they won't do their defensive duties properly. But they will be very good if you get ++ or whatever with the relentless attacking, strong build-up play, and things like that. So just avoid getting exclamation marks anywhere. But look at the difference when you have Mendy playing as a fullback. He's obviously stepping inside a little bit. It's almost like a 3-3-3 with just Carvajal doing whatever he wants on the right side. It's just so cool. And obviously when you I can't remember which button it was, but you would then see the green squares. It would show you what Carvajal's going to do. And on this particular example, I'm sure it'd be green in front and green behind. He's just going to be going up and down, up and down, up and down because he's a wing back. And here's without the ball compared to with the ball. Look at the difference. It's absolutely insane. And trust me, guys, you can do some wild things. I managed to get just 2 centre-backs, genuinely. And here's another look at the with and without the ball that they've sliced in half here. So a look at some of the stats. 47 minutes into the game, you can see the passing distribution. I believe this is new to the game. I don't remember seeing this in the last one, but I remember seeing the England version of this at the Euros, and it was hilarious. We didn't even have a striker in ours. Harry Kane didn't touch the ball. And I love this picture as well. This might be the thumbnail today. Zidane sitting in his office, FCIQ mug right there. Zidane is heavily featured in this game. He's one of the ambassadors for sure. So here we've got some examples of slipping and falling over. Here is Trent slipping on a wet, rainy day at Anfield. Now we're in the snow and we've got Julian Brandt falling over there. And just a reminder, I mentioned it before, this does not affect the gameplay in a detrimental way. So what this means is it's visual only. Trent's pass is just as accurate as it would have been if he didn't slip when he slipped. It doesn't actually do anything. The pass is just the same. It's just a funny look and it is hilarious. Here we've got some 180 turns in the current game, and we're going to get a comparison on what it looks like in FC 25. This is a huge, huge thing. It felt so unresponsive at times. Look how much quicker that is, how much more snappy that animation is with a player turning 180. Here is some accuracy from passing backwards in the current game. The pass still makes it, which is a little bit unrealistic. And in FC 25, you're going to get punished for trying to make passes from behind. If you're not facing the direction where you want to pass, it's going to punish you. Here we've got some... I mean, look at the trajectory of that. Wow. What a ball. And this is a bad pass example. If you've got a player that's good at passing, you're going to get more accurate passes. Who would have thought? So here's a look at the professional fouls, as they're calling it, more commonly known as tactical fouls. Just yanking players down when they're through. I love this. It's going to be so annoying, but you obviously will get yellow cards and red cards. I'm pretty sure it's a guaranteed yellow if you pull it off. And here we've got some new skill moves. Here we've got a big feint. Yeah, I'm not sure that would sell me. That looked obvious. The stop and go. I love this one. So simple. It's like, I'm going to stop. Nah, I'm not really. See you later. I don't know what rating you're going to need to do these individual skills. I'm guessing some of these will be 5-star, 4-star. Maybe even 3-star. I mean, the stop and go should be like a 2-star. Everyone can do that. The toe drag step overs easily be a 5-star skill. They're not showing the back heel nutmeg, which is a bit of a shame. That is something I've seen. So that's all of the stuff they've shown me today. Let's have a little conclusion, shall we? I think the biggest thing that seems to be a recurring talking point at this point is FCIQ. I know a lot of people think it's underwhelming, but also I've seen a lot of people very excited by it. And I want you guys to be excited about FCIQ because it genuinely does change the game in all of the game modes, realistically. Just having more control of your team. And, you know, one thing that is always complained about is AI and how your AI is rubbish and the guy you're playing against, or girl, is having a much better game with better AI decision making, and they're just better, and that sucks. At least with FCIQ, they're introducing new ways of controlling the team, and it's huge for career mode. It really is. I can't wait to get my hands on career mode. I want to be able to do some proper testing with certain clubs and recreating how teams play, and it does change the game significantly in a lot of ways. I think my favorite thing is the with and without the ball feature, because it's needed. Football's a completely different game when you don't have the ball. It really is. So it's about time they introduced that. I'm a little bit disappointed with how much they've shown in that deep dive. It wasn't really a deep dive. It was a gentle swim in a shallow bit of water, if anything. How good does Bellingham look in this, by the way? Wow. The sweat. It's pretty unbelievable. But just to recap, I guess, FCIQ is huge. Tactical fouls are hilarious. Sorry, professional fouls are hilarious. Slipping and sliding, I mean, I want to show you more. I want to show you more, but obviously we will need to wait for further reveals to come out. We're going to get Pro Clubs, Ultimate Team, Career Mode. All that stuff is coming in the next few weeks. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you leave a like, and I will see you next time.